granddaughters have kept their grandmother's body frozen in the refrigerator for 3 years, all just to continue collecting their grandmother's pension. To avoid being discovered, they used the pension to buy a large amount of groceries and piled them all over their grandmother's body. On this day, the Social Security Bureau was going to come to verify the old woman's physical condition. They had to move their grandmother out of the refrigerator again. But the grandmother, who was as hard as a rock from being frozen, couldn't fully thaw in a few hours. The three of them had to play cards while waiting. But just then, there was a sudden doorbell ringing outside the house. After Lisa opened the door, she found it was Jack from the Social Security Bureau. Lisa was so scared that she was trembling all over. Helplessly, the two sisters had to drape a headscarf over their grandmother, pretending that they were playing poker. At this time, Lisa quickly took Jack upstairs. After confessing her love to him, she hurried to go on a date with him, and the younger sisters took the opportunity to carry their grandmother back into the refrigerator. In the evening, just as the two who had finished the date got home, they found that there was a power outage at home. When Lisa went to get the candles, Jack suddenly opened the refrigerator. Lisa was greatly surprised when she saw this. She rushed forward to stop Jack and immediately closed the refrigerator lid. However, the next day, their grandmother's friend came to the house. He said that he had been waiting outside the door for 48 hours, and he hadn't seen their grandmother at all. He also said that if he still couldn't see her at 5 p.m., he would call the police and send them to prison. Then he drove away. After Lisa got home, she quickly dressed up as her grandmother, preparing to pass herself off as her grandmother. At 5 p.m., the old man really came to the house again. Although Lisa was dressed like her grandmother, she looked very flustered when she saw the old man. After a bit of a tussle between the two, Lisa found an excuse to drive the old man out. Lisa thought that keeping their grandmother in the refrigerator would expose them sooner or later, so they decided to move their grandmother's body to a safe place. After that, the few of them drove a van and sped all the way. They actually forgot that their grandmother was still in the carriage. Unexpectedly, when going over the speed bump, the wheelchair rushed out of the car door directly, and it carried their grandmother and drove back home on its own.
The man reaches into nuclear wastewater for a thrill. The next second, something strange happens. He suddenly bursts into laughter. Turns out he was just messing with his friends. Little did they know they were about to die. But just as they were about to leave, Jack finds another dead fish on the shore. But it was a strange fish with a mouth full of fangs, a species they had never seen before. A companion was curiously about to touch it. Suddenly, it's a bunch of thrill-seeking maniacs. They've traveled to Chernobyl for adventure. There was a nuclear accident here 30 years ago, and it's still a no-go zone because of the radiation that's left in the area. It's been cordoned off by the local military. As soon as they reach the gate, they're politely shooed away by gun-toting soldiers. But that didn't stop them. They knew the terrain well in advance and sneaked into the place through a small pathway. It was terribly quiet, not even the sound of insects or birds. They arrived at an old building once home to local residents. After the nuclear leak, hundreds of thousands of residents evacuated, and no one has been here since. So many of the facilities are still in their original state. But the Death Squad loves this kind of adventure. They entered one of the buildings in a destructive manner. The lack of laws and regulations also made these people uninhibited, and they could ignore everything. Fatty reminded the others not to touch anything here as there might still be radiation left behind. There were residents who sneaked back to get things before, but they all died of serious illnesses without exception. While the others were looking around curiously, Fatty then heard a strange sound.